Hey everyone, I hope you're doing good today. And in today's vid, I'm going to cover a project which is actually quite exciting to me. And the pre-sale is happening at the moment and it's going to end very soon. So in this vid, I'm going to explain exactly what Pulse Moon's Moonpad is. And if you want to get involved in the pre-sale, how you can actually do that. But first, I just want to remind you too that this isn't financial advice. So please always do your own research before you invest in any type of project. The project is Moonpad, which is the first pre-sale and IDO platform which is going to be released on the Pulsechain and also the Binance Smart Chain. So IDO means initial DEX offering. So basically whenever a new coin or token or project gets launched, that's called the IDO. It's basically when it comes out into the world. And the Pulse chain is a hard fork of the Ethereum mainnet or the Ethereum network, but basically a little bit of the code has been changed. And what this means is it's basically exactly the same as the Ethereum network, except it's ridiculously quicker and it's ridiculously more cheap. To put simply, Moonpad is a new platform which tells the world about all these new projects coming out, and it's going to be launched on the Binance Smart Chain and also the Pulse chain. So why should we even care about this, and what does this all mean if it's just about a place where devs can launch their new projects? Well, the reason is this. Have you ever missed a pre-sale, or have you ever missed a launch of something, and then you look at the token price a month later and you say to yourself, why do I always miss out on this stuff? Why can't I ever get in early on anything? Why is the price always so high whenever I want to get in it? How can I get into it early so I can be the one actually making all these gains for once instead of watching everybody else do it? If you are thinking this and you're thinking, why do I always miss out on all this stuff? That is where Moonpad comes in, and in a very fair way. What I mean by fair is that you might not realize this, but a lot of projects actually have private pre-sales that they don't even talk about to the average investor. And this is things like where a venture capitalist might buy a whole lot of tokens, and also people connected to the devs and influencers and stuff like that, they all get private sales so they can all get onto the projects early. And basically that means that the average investor often misses out on this stuff. What Moonpad is doing is they're saying, no, we're not having any of that stupid private capitalist investor stuff. Like basically what you're going to do is that if you launch through Moonpad and if you tell the world about your project through Moonpad, then anybody who holds the Moonpad token is going to have fair access to this launch. So how does Moonpad make these token launches and project launches fair for everybody? Well, it's in two rounds. They have their own private sale for Moon token holders and then a public sale for Moon token holders. And basically the private sale is going to be 70% of the IDO and the public sale is going to be 30%. To get in on the private sale, you need to stake your Moonpad tokens at least 24 hours before the launch. The more you stake, the more weight and points that's going to give you, and then so the more of the allocation you're going to be able to buy. If you don't want to stake, that's completely fine. To get into the public sale, which is 30%, all you've got to do is hold the Moonpad token. What this does is it makes it completely fair to absolutely everybody who holds the Moonpad token. They know exactly when and how much they're going to be able to buy. You can sell your Moonpad tokens at any time. You can unstake them. Basically, you just think of it as if you want to get access to all these projects early, then you have to have some Moonpad tokens either in your wallet or staked. Interestingly, Moonpad hasn't even launched yet, and they already have an IDO announcement, which is Moonrocks. And the team are currently in preliminary talks with Kurupt young Gotti from Snoop Dogg's Dog Pound rap group about being the face of Moonrocks. They also have a partnership with Chainlink, and there's a lot of other new announcements coming out in the Telegram about future partnerships. Moonpad is part of the Pulse Moon ecosystem, and you can see here the price of Pulse Moon basically 13,000x in the space of a month, and then it dropped down a little bit and now it's just sort of trading sideways. And granted, this does look a little bit pump and dump-esque, so I did actually ask the team about this, and this is what they said. They said there was no marketing wallet, and also there was no dev token allocations for this project. Pretty much just all the tokens were out there, and then anybody could do whatever they wanted with the tokens, which is why obviously people dumped their tokens when the price got really high. What the team are doing to correct this price action in the future is they're allowing people to swap the Pulse Moon tokens for the IDO tokens at a 10% discount, and then the swapped Pulse Moon tokens they're actually going to burn. So what they want to do is just burn a whole crap ton of Pulse Moon tokens, and they hope to burn at least 50% of the tokens by 2023. What the devs are going to do to make sure a similar type of chart doesn't happen with Moonpad is they are sort of distributing the token a lot more widely to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And you can see here just how everything is split up. And in fact, the IDO for Moonpad is only 10% of the tokens. And you can see they've got stuff locked up in liquidity. They're going to be mining it and staking it. They're actually going to burn 4%. So you can see that because all the tokens are spread out over so many things, so the chances of that chart happening again are actually very slim. There's no need for a KYC for an investor in this. And with the taxes, there's a 6% buy tax, there's a 10% sell tax, and there's also staking fees. The team is 100% doxed and 100% KYC'd, and you can read a bit about what their experience is here. The contract, which was written by Baby Doge developer Alex Grape, has been audited by audits.finance, and it came through with flying colors. And also the liquidity is going to be locked for a year, but they don't have a multi-sig wallet. So obviously there are a ton of benefits with this project, and it is a great way for just everybody to be able to get into launches and pre-launches without all the mumbo jumbo sort of bullcrap which goes on behind the scenes, which locks a lot of people out. Considering as well, it's the first presale and IDO launchpad on the Pulsechain, they basically have a 100% monopoly on that blockchain. So what about any potential areas of concern? Well, the first one for me is that why are projects and coins and tokens going to want to even use Moonpad to launch their project when there are other way more established platforms out there like BSCPad, which has already done hundreds of IDOs. In other words, what makes Moonpad attractive and different to developers and projects so they're going to choose Moonpad over something else? Also, what protections are there out there for all of the investors with all of these projects, and whether a project is going to rug or it is just human error, the result is basically the same. You know, the token goes down to zero. So I'm just wondering what security mechanisms is Moonpad going to put in place to make sure that it's not going to be advertising some real crappy project that's just going to rug on everybody. For example, are they going to have some kind of insurance, or are they going to have some kind of refund thing? They have said to me that they're going to do real sort of diligent research into all these projects to make sure that they don't promote any scams, but sometimes things slip through the cracks, you know, and just for whatever reason things happen. So I'm just wondering, are there any protocols in place to fix this situation if it ever should come up? If you're new to RiskFi, basically I go through each project that I look at on every single video that I do, and I just sort of stack them up against each other with a whole load of common metrics, and this is how Moonpad stacks up. They have a KYC and a Doxx. They do have mechanisms in place to stop the pump and dump. The liquidity pool is locked, but there's no multi-sig wallet. I love the idea of doing a fair launch, and it's the first IDO on the Pulsechain. They are extremely active on Telegram and Twitter, but their Discord is basically non-existent. And the money is staked or held, so you can sell at any time. This gives Moonpad a RiskFi score of 8.7. So on the RiskFi scale, this gives Moonpad a green, which is solid safe. You need this in your bag. If you do want to look at Moonpad in a bit more detail and every single other project I've done, then the link to this spreadsheet is in the description. If you do want to be part of the Moonpad pre-sale, you just come to their website, click on pre-sale at the top, and then it brings you to this site. You can see there's only 15 hours left. They've reached 72% of their hard cap, and you simply have just got to, you know, put in the amount of BNB you want to do. There's a minimum of 0.1, a maximum of 3. And obviously you've got to connect your wallet to it. And what actually happens is that once you buy it, once the pre-sale has finished, then you get the tokens. So my friends, what do you think about Moonpad? I'd be really interested to know about what you think about the fair launches, about getting involved in all these projects and all these tokens in a very early and a very fair way, depending on how much you stake or how much you're holding. Please leave a comment. I'd really love to know. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.